If I was forced to plug today's video in 4 seconds or less, only using a single Austin Powers clip, it would be this. Trust me, it's not what you think. Yo, yo, yo! What is up? Welcome back to another week of How to Health. My name is Kevin. I run liftandbalance.com, where we take aim at all things health and longevity and do it in an odd, weird, interesting, and highly sarcastic way. Today, we are going to be settling the "it's my genes" debate once and for all. Or, at the very least, looking into some cool new data and talking about why it is, in fact, how your genes are expressed which truly matters. And we're going to be doing this looking at twins.
Twins, Basil, twins.
Exploring how sets of identical twins, meaning twins that start out life with the same genes, can have very different health trajectories throughout life, suggesting that there's more to this health and longevity thing than just genes themselves. So get out your notepad, because you're not going to want to miss anything from this fast-moving, non-stop, steam-rolling review. Okay, fine. You caught me. I just wanted a reason to play that B-roll. But I promise, I won't do this all video. Okay, I'll try not to do this all video. Apologize in advance. And hopefully by the end of our powwow, you'll be just a little bit more informed to craft your own educated viewpoint on how important or unimportant certain things are for your health trajectory. Because, I mean, that's what truly matters, right? So, for the agenda, we'll first rekindle our memory of the phenomena which is epigenetics, or your gene expression, then dive into some new research highlighting how a key lifestyle factor was a key deciding factor of the health between identical twins. And finally, we'll touch on some ways on how you can start expressing yourself a little more favorably at Club Genome, second hottest club in town to club circulation. Both just straight up mojo generating atmospheres. So let's start this longevity party with a quick refresher on epigenetics. Why expression matters. Here's the thing. All of our cells have the entirety of our genome tightly packed within them, meaning all of the different tissue types which make up our holistic self as we know it have the same exact genes. So what exactly makes them different? I mean, a neuron and a liver cell, although both important, certainly don't carry out the same function, right? Well, the simple answer to this is that it's the genes which are turned on and off within the cell that make it different. This is known as epigenetic expression. It's what makes a heart cell, a blood cell, a groovy cell, and a shagadelic cell. Just making sure you're paying attention. Think of it like this. We have upwards of 20,000 protein coding genes, meaning when these genes are expressed and are presented the right biological trigger, they code for the creation of proteins which often have a whole body systemic effect. And when it comes to our cells, each cell type has a number of these genes which are always turned on and off, while also having a number of them fluctuate based on the context of the situation. Not a video goes by without the mention of our favorite word, context. 'Cause, you know, it always depends. Now, one of the biggest modulators of what genes are turned on and off is our environment, aka the context in which we're living life. Our diet, movement, sleep, stress, nature exposure, circadian alignment, and likely a ton of other factors which we haven't even scratched the surface of thinking about yet. And based on these everyday factors, many of those fluctuating genes across our many different tissue types become expressed in different ways, ultimately determining everything from our hormone levels and metabolism to the mobilization of enzymes which repair the body. Yeah, kind of important. In fact, this expression is so important that cutting-edge, still emergent science is hypothesizing that cellular aging may actually be driven by epigenetic dysregulation, meaning the unraveling of specific tissue types' genetic expression, specifically those genes that are never supposed to fluctuate, ultimately leads to the dysfunction of the cell and thus the dysfunction of the body.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
Tell me about it, Austin. this is a field that is still very new and emerging, but also promising. So if you want deeper dives into how lifestyle habits can influence your biological destiny, I'll link all of our previous research reviews down in the show notes below. The important thing to take away is the fact that we, yes, you and me, have the power to influence this genetic expression and potentially prevent this dysregulation through our everyday actions. And there's no better way to explore the efficacy of that claim than by looking at genetically identical twins and seeing how living disparate lifestyles in unique environments influence their health situation. Without further ado, let's take a look at this new study. Researchers out of Washington State University sought to see how much lifestyle really matters in influencing genetic expression and health outcomes in genetically identical twins. To do this, they conducted a multi-year study of 70 identical twin pairs between 2012 and 2015, following up until 2019. During this time, they collected cheek swabs for epigenetic analysis and assessed participants on different markers associated with an active lifestyle. This included physical activity, the overall walkability of their environment, BMI, body mass index, and waist circumference. The average age of the participants was 50, with nearly 75% of the study group being female. During the study, participants wore fitness trackers to measure physical activity, while also providing measurements to calculate body mass index and waist circumference. Participants also answered surveys throughout about their lifestyle and their neighborhood. Now, the interesting thing here was that most of the pairs were found to be discordant, meaning they differed kind of radically from each other, specifically on the measurement of physical activity, neighborhood walkability, and body mass index, setting the stage for an even more interesting result. Of course, here's what happened. After the analysis of all parameters and comparison of participants' data with previously observed DNA methylation regions, aka epigenetic changes associated with physical activity, researchers revealed a clear impact of physical activity on the identical twins' epigenetic signatures, finding the twins with the highest levels of physical activity, defined as more than 150 minutes of exercise per week, had epigenetic alterations in DNA methylation regions that correlated with reduced body mass index and waist circumference. Those regions were also associated with over 50 genes that have been previously identified as specific to vigorous physical activity and metabolic risk factors. Whoa. You mean all that just by moving your badonkadonk? Wonder what the researchers had to say. They concluded observations from the current study clearly identify that physical activity impacts the epigenetics of identical twins, showing an increase in physical activity is correlated with a decrease in metabolic measures such as BMI and waist circumference. They finished, although this is expected, the current study provides direct molecular insights into how this correlation exists. Now, although this study had a number of limitations, and additional research to replicate and confirm the data is needed, I can't help but ponder what this means to all us non-twins out there. How to express yourself in real life. Now, the simple and short answer here is to make an effort to move that badonkadonk in an intentional, methodical way on a more consistent basis. However, I'm here to tell you that it goes much deeper than that. Studies like this help validate that what you do matters at the deepest biological levels, at levels we once believed were set in stone and pre-configured upon conception. Meaning you, you, are in more control of your outcome than you think. And I say help validate because this is not the first time we've seen how lifestyle habits positively affect genetic expression in humans. To date, there have been some very interesting preliminary trials which display the ability of lifestyle factors such as what and when we eat, physical activity, sleep, stress, and nature to modulate the expression of genes across specific tissue types and improve measures of human health span. aka our daily mood, feel, cognition, physical capabilities, and straight up ambiance. Yes, ambiance. The character and atmosphere of a place. In this case, our cellular and metabolic storefront, allowing us to do everything we wish, hope, and desire till the very end. And studies like this help de-muddy the waters, providing the molecular insights into how starting at the same genetic position can lead to two totally different health outcomes later in life, confirming that we are not held victim to our genetics and actually have the power to implement meaningful change and influence our story. Change that not only provides the oh so important subjective benefits of improved mood, feel, cognition, attitude, and energy, but also ones that modern science allows us to objectively quantify with cellular and metabolic biomarkers proving their efficacy. Measurements that move to the tune of altered lifestyle habits, high-quality circadian aligned sleep, real whole nourishing foods, daily movement of the badonka donk, ideally 20 to 30 minutes a day or 150 minutes a week, the reduction of environmental and household toxins as well as unwarranted pharmaceuticals, nature, grounding, earthing, sunshine, and stress management such as breathwork, meditation, mindfulness, and a gratitude practice, all of which we have individual deep dives on across this channel. If you're interested, check out the links in the show notes below. Listen, the days of outsourcing your daily mood, feel, cognition, and physical capabilities to the societal norms that you've grown up accepting is a thing of the past. Even if you've lost your mojo over the years, there's a high probability that just by making the intentional choice of owning your health, you can foil Dr. Evil's accelerated aging plan. Find your mojo and begin to maximize your pretty cool meat suit until the very end. To which Austin and I will give you,
Yeah, baby!
can't argue that. Now come, Mr. Binglesworth. We must make more longevity content. I'm a dog guy.